Hello, everyone.
Hi, nice backdrop.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to meet all of you. Congratulations on that TIFF world premiere. I wish I could have been there to see, this movie, The Man in My Basement, on the big screen with all of you, but I really did enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
But I've got to say, I'm loving this 24 Legacy reunion. We'll have to mention that.
Hey, let's go.
But Nadia, you truly couldn't have chosen better actors than Corey and Anna. I've been a big fan of both of their work for a long time, and I loved everything about this movie. And it starts with obviously the work behind the scenes, but this cast is amazing.
Thank you very much. They are brilliant, and they took a punt on me.
Nadia, since this is your debut feature and you're coming from a theater background, what did you discover about guiding actors through such an intimate yet volatile material on screen?
Yeah, I think the great thing about being a theatre director is actually, I understand an actor's process. I've been through it literally hundreds of times, and I think theatre prepares you more for a performance that somebody has to then maintain for like weeks and weeks and weeks or months and months. And in a way, film is wonderful because you've just got to like capture the lightning. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's less of that sort of like, how do we do this 8 days a week, 8 shows a week for weeks on end? And actually, I think you can really simplify filmmaking. It's actors and it's text and it's like how you construct an image that tells the story and keeping it very simple. I think with our cinematographer, we were like, it's always about making it as simple and as clear as possible because the words and the acting just have to do the lifting for us.
I gotta give you props though. Job well done with this film. And obviously, Corey and Anna, once y'all began working on set, what were some of the biggest discoveries you made about your characters that weren't on the page actually?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think for Charles, just trying to find the love in there because he's a character that I think is sort of easy to dismiss, and I think really trying to stand up and fight for him, which is what you do with all of the characters you sort of play. You sort of pursue it fervently, but like it was just really difficult with Charles because he is he's just he's so complicated. Like, and you want to help him, but he also has to help himself, and so trying to find that thing, that sort of drive, that love for him. But it became easier because I started noticing Charles in myself. I started noticing Charles in my family and my friends. And I'm like, oh, this man he exists. And so I think, and we sat I had to sit with them for a very long time because, strike happened and all of these things. And so it gave us more time to really, for me to fall in love with bringing this man's humanity to life and honoring that as hard as sometimes that could be given his choices and decisions and all of that. But yeah, I don't know if that's it.
I think for me, it's just finding the balance between narcissists. She really loves what she does, but it is a futile career. It's, she's not getting millions of dollars to do this work, but she feels it's so deeply necessary and she cares so much about it. And balancing that between finding this kind of like gold mine in Charles's home with this romantic thing that's coming up. But Corey makes that easy. As you know, we've played husband and wife, so that
doesn't mean there's romance there.
Listen, facts. But Nadia is so great as a director. I think because she comes from theater, she's so good with actors, and so that was,
I like
a
actors.
real
Not
gift.
everyone likes it.
Not everyone
I like
likes
actors.
actors,
So, I don't want them in a sandwich.
Lastly, Nadia, what did it mean to you to have someone like Willem Dafoe to join your debut feature and deliver such a memorable performance like he always does?
Yeah, I mean, when I was writing the script, I always like to write a script with a specific actor in mind, even if that isn't the actor you're going to get. It's like somebody like this. And I literally wrote it for Willem. I mean, I was like, it's somebody like Willem. It's, he's so kind of transformative and like so physical, but his stillness is so interesting. And, I remember being like, it's somebody like Willem, but we'll write a list of actors. Do you know what I mean? And then one of my producers being like, or we just send it to Willem and see what happens. Do you know what I mean? And literally got on a Zoom with him like 2 weeks after that, and I thought I was gonna have to like seduce him into it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh look, I'm amazing. I'm ready to do like a big dance to. And he came in. He's like, so we're making the film. So let's talk about the character. And I was like, oh,
Surprise!
like it's like let's just get into it. And I think that's the thing about Willem. You know, I respect him dearly, and I love him hugely actually after the experience we've had, because he's so just about the work. And actually that as a director is what you want, is somebody who's like specific and diligent. We talk a lot about physical action over kind of psychology, because like those are the things that you can actually plot out. And I think, you know, obviously because of my theatre background, me and Willem were sort of like, okay, well, we understand each other. We have a language in common already, so we can go much further. And, you know, and like Corey said, we were delayed by pandemic, strike, you know, all those things. But it was great because it just meant that, you know, we spent so much more time with the books and the music and the art we were talking about. And I will tell you the best thing about Willem Dafoe: if you send him an email, he will reply to you within 12 hours. Do you know what I mean? Every single time. And if you say to him, oh, I've been thinking about this film, you should watch this film, he will watch that film and get back to you within, you know, like a couple of days, being like, I watched it, I thought this. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like,
wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's always just like, yeah, the work is important. Yeah. You know, if my director says to me, you need to read this book, I need to go read this book, I need to digest it, and then I need to ask her why it's relevant. Do you know what I mean? So actually it felt like just, you know, in the UK we would call them like a jobbing actor, somebody who's like, I'm just doing the work, even though he is, you know, Willem. He's still just jobbing it, man.
Yeah,
that's what makes
he's
him
incredible.
That's what makes him great.
Yeah.
Well, great choices all around. Fantastic film. And it was such great chatting with all of you. And I want to see y'all all collaborate again in the future.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.